Hello DC fans, DJC right here. Today's DC news. Warner Brothers Cinemacon was held in Las Vegas yesterday. We got some great news about Superman. There'll be a little spoiler about this movie, so if you do not wish to know anything about this, then please skip this video. Okay, then let's get started. Before I talk about Superman, Warner Brothers showed a short clip of the upcoming animated film Dynamic Duo. Last year, James Gunn introduced this. Over the moon excited to announce the newest DC Studios Warner Brothers Pictures animation greenlit film for theaters, Dynamic Duo, the story of Robin, or should I say Robins, as in Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, the first feature film from the visionary Swaybox, a mix of animation, puppetry, and CGI.
First up was Dynamic Duo, an animated movie that features Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, the first two Robins, as dual protagonists. Footage from the movie was shown that apparently included some incredible footage. From around the internet and X, the footage apparently showed the Batmobile for the first time in the DCU. It crashes through a pillar in some sort of chase or action scene, but we don't yet know if this Batmobile will be at all similar to that in The Brave and the Bold, as both releases are pretty far out. The cinematography of the footage shown has also been praised. The phrase puppetry animation is being thrown around, revealing a very unique style for Dynamic Duo. Puppetry animation is a style of stop-motion animation, which is an animating style that requires animators to move a physical puppet for each individual frame. The movie is being produced by Swaybox Studios, a studio known for a mix of stop-motion puppet animation and CGI. Unfortunately, there are very few other details available about the film.
Next was the Superman presentation. James Gunn, David Cornsweet, Nicholas Hoult, and Rachel Brosnahan took the stage together to introduce a sneak peek of their film. They then showed the audience about 5 minutes of new footage featuring Krypto and Superman. Here's a description of the footage.
Superman crashes into snow on the ground. He wheezes and bleeds. He whistles for Krypto. Krypto gleefully jumps all over him, causing more pain. Krypto tries to play. "Krypto, take me home," Superman says. Krypto licks his face. Krypto runs circles around him before finally grabbing his cape with his mouth and dragging him across the snow. A fortress rises from the ground in an icy formation, and the pair go inside. Robots lift Superman and carry him. Superman thanks them. The robot states, "There is no need to thank us, as we will not understand." The Robot's Voice by Alan Tudyk. They examine him in a medical office. They blast him with sunlight, and Superman screams.
Here's John Campea describing this scene and how he felt about this footage.
They don't show you everything in the trailer.
No.
From that scene. What happens in this extended scene is that Krypto comes, and the first thing Krypto wants to do, and he's just all excited to see Superman, so he's jumping around and pounding his paws on him like our dog does in the morning when she wants attention, boom, and biting his foot and dragging him around and Superman is screaming in agony. And then finally the dog realizes that something is wrong. But the dog I was laughing hysterically.
Oh, everybody was. It was so funny.
And the whole theater was
so
laughing hysterically.
unexpected.
And as Krypto's dragging him off, the camera pans up to see the horizon, and the fucking Fortress of Solitude comes out from the ground.
Oh, wow.
With the crystals and everything. And then they get to this giant door where
the classic S on the door of the fortress.
The
right out
symbol
of
of the House of L shows up right there on the door. And Krypto just, and then the door opens for Krypto. They go in, the robots come in, and I guess they're the housekeepers.
The Superman robots.
And they were hilarious.
They were hilarious.
Who was it?
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk doing the voice of the robot butler was hilarious. So they come in and they go, Superman, and they come in and they pick him up and they take him to a medical facility in the fortress, and they set him up in this thing where they're going to amplify the sun and put him right in this thing.
And you see that he's got like a broken bone, and he's
his intestines are ruptured and all this kind of stuff. So they put him in this chair and the robots all start to hold him down. So they put him in this chair and the robots all start to hold him down. It's like, okay, hold him down. And then this door opens so the sun comes in, but then these like 8 magnifying glasses fall into place to magnify the sun. And then the shot goes exterior as the entire Fortress of Solitude starts to rotate in the snow.
It was so cool.
So cool. It was so cool.
To get to the sun.
Oh.
And then when the sun hits him,
It was awesome.
Yeah, they're holding him down.
Well, I wish I was there. Well, I'm going to see Minecraft this weekend, and to see this footage, man, I think I will cry when I see this movie. Guys, we only have 100 days left. Just hang on tight. I am so excited. Film Thread was talking about the Superman test screening result, and after the test screening, one person shouted, Fantastic Four is doomed. Take a look at this.
In the afternoon, about 60 people showed up to the lot to see a test screening of a movie. They did not know it was Superman. Peter Safran and James Gunn were in the audience. It was at the Stephen J. Ross Theater on the Warner lot. Everyone was heavily vetted to see the movie, and they got to see Superman. It is the what they saw was unfinished. Some of the effects with the kaiju fight, unfinished. There was also the titles were not completely finished. I'll tell you the bullet points of what I know, but I will not tell you spoilers, and I know them, a lot of them. Here's what I know. The running time surprised me. The film is 1 hour and 55 minutes, so just under 2 hours. Again, not complete. The performance of David Cornsweet, he is truly Superman, from what I was told. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is chilling. People will die as a result of Lex Luthor's action. JLI, Justice League International, Guy Gardner, whatnot, these side characters, they're not as big a part of the movie. When the screening ended, it was wildly positive response from the people that were there. And someone screamed, Fantastic Four is fucked.
Wow. I am so pumped. Guys, just 100 days left. Let's be patient, okay? I've seen most of James Gunn movies, never disappoint me. I don't think Superman will disappoint me. Before I move on to Superman cast interview by Fandango, here are 2 photos of Aaron Pierre as John Stewart in Lanterns. Wow, I just can't wait for this.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nikki Novak here in the Fandango studio. We are here at Cinemacon. There's some footage that you just showed. So what can you talk about as a companion piece to the footage? Is there anything that you can talk about what was shown today?
Well, I mean, we showed a little bit of the beginning of the movie, which is, not the whole beginning of the movie, but sort of a truncated version of that. You get to see, Superman's unique relationship with Krypto, and then it led into some other footage where you get to see little bits of the romance between Lois and the hatred of this young man here is burning with hatred. I hired him because I said, this man is so full of hatred.
I can feel that.
Look at this face.
I hate being here right now.
Yeah.
I hate you touching me.
Yeah.
I hate Fandango.
Look at him cringe.
You literally just led me into the questions that I have for all of you. Can you talk about the relationship that Superman has with Krypto? Why do they need each other in this film? And what do they bring out in each other?
Krypto needs Superman. Superman doesn't need Krypto.
Okay.
Krypto's just been it's sort of a foster situation. Superman is taking care of this dog. He loves dogs, as most people do. But Krypto, as James has described, is the worst dog in the world with superpowers. So he's always destroying the Fortress of Solitude and hunting wildlife and just always getting into trouble, never listening. And although there's a great love and affection between Superman and dog, it's honestly more trouble than it's worth.
That in this story, you're madly in love with Lois, but Lois is not so sure. So can you talk about why, how, sort of how it begins?
I said that?
You're giving away the whole
I've been
damn
trying
movie.
not to say this whole week.
I know. They never know what to say. So they're sitting. Here's what this experience is like for them. I set the rules for what we give up from the movie, and they are well trained. They are much better than certain other actors I've worked with.
They're better trained than Krypto.
They're like, I don't want to give away anything, so they're dating. Okay, we can say they're dating. They're dating.
Do you want to confer first,
You know,
and then you can answer?
Yes.
telling
Well, the
me
answer is yes. I think you're less certain of the relationship
Well, no,
than he is.
I know that,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't know what I'm allowed to say.
No. But I think that we can say it. I think
Okay. So then, yes, yeah. They're at that pivotal point in a relationship where they've been together for a couple months, and they're doing that thing where they're like, was this a really fun fling, or is this something that could be forever?
Should be forever.
That's so
Aw.
sweet. She's not so sure at this point. They're learning that they have obviously a common set of values. They both believe in relentless pursuit of truth and justice, but they go about it in totally opposite ways. They have completely different worldviews. He's somebody who's really radically present and always looking to do the next right thing, but that can mean that sometimes he doesn't think about the implications of said next right thing on the other right things that need to be done. And she's somebody who prides herself on being 10 steps ahead of everyone at any given moment. She doesn't trust anyone or anything right away, and he thinks that everyone and everything is beautiful.
You're just so
And
darn naive. How could you be so naive?
No, not naive, not naive. Just-
open-hearted,
well, I'm not sure what. Not naive.
heart-led.
Well, because naive does imply that you're missing something, and everybody misses something. But I think Superman knows that he misses something about people. He wants to miss the bad stuff. He wants to see the good stuff. I think he feels like if you focus too much on the bad stuff, which he tends to think Lois does, being a journalist and having to ask the tough questions, it's just a matter of like, why spend time thinking about all those terrible things when we did good things today and we could focus on those things?
And she's a little bit like, we could absolutely do that, but also we have to talk about the world as it really exists.
We can talk about this when we,
We
get
can
home.
talk about this later.
This sounds like
dynamic right here.
I
Look.
know. I was going to say this sounds like every relationship, by the way, in the world.
Really relatable.
And then I think it comes down to a basic philosophical difference. He believes that the sanctity of life is of the utmost importance, no matter what. You do not let anyone die ever. She's a utilitarian. She believes that you want to do the most good for the most people, no matter how you do that. And she can see that that's not always the case. And those are just two different philosophical, ethical structures. And that causes problems in their actual practical
So
relationship.
can they be forever? No.
Well, they're also just magnetically drawn to each other. That's the other thing is, love is something that nobody can explain and she certainly can't logic her way out of. They bring out love, and their relationship brings out the humanity in both of them. And that's one of the reasons why this is one of the most enduring love stories of all time.
So let's have the person enter that is going to ruin everything for everybody in this
interview.
In my life.
Want to just end on I hate Fandango? No. For you, what I love about your career is nobody can typecast you because you have played, I'm going to say air quotes, good guys, bad guys. I know everybody's more multi-layered than that. But in playing this character, I heard you say, somebody asked you, who did you look to outside of film? And you said, I looked to Lex Luthor, the character.
Yeah, he's got such a wonderful, rich history. I mean, he's been embodied by so many wonderful actors, and through the comics, there's some brilliant writers and artists have had interpretations of him. But also just hearing you guys talking about the differences in their ideologies, Lex is kind of in this relentless end goal, and the means, he justifies any way possible to get to that. So he doesn't care about the consequences of anything. He's willing to put on the line to achieve his goals, and he thinks he's right in his pursuit as well. So, but I mean, the primary thing coming to this was James wrote such a wonderful script. The dialogue is fantastic. The world is rich and fully imagined from this whole universe that you're creating, and then he cast wonderful people in these roles, not including myself in that statement, but these two. So it's just like a wonderful exploration of what these characters could be.
I think Lex believes in scientific inquiry in the same way Superman believes in life. Like, he'll give up anything to learn something new about science. Like, he'll let people die. He'll let anything happen because science is what matters. And taking that next step, even if it's going to destroy the entire planet, He wouldn't have any of the guilt that Oppenheimer had. He would just be like, I found that next step, and that's all he cares about.
That was necessary.
Hey guys, we have something really special for you.
It's an extended preview of Superman.
You can check it out in theaters soon. We can't wait for you to see it.